I've been really fascinated with this over the last couple of years. As you all know, probably, I have been doing human design transit reports for coming up on 4 years now. That's every 5 days for 4 years. It's a lot of transit reports. And one of the things that I've seen is what's happening with the outer planets. So when the outer planets are in a gate, they generally stay there for a long time. And they generally will move into a gate and then retrograde back and then move again and then retrograde back and then move forward and retrograde back. That's the kind of cycle they have. So you can see here with Uranus, Uranus entered the gate 24 in May of 2020. And the gate 24 is the beginning of the sensing circuit. It's the beginning of right brain energy. It's right over here. And it receives it downloads from superconsciousness. The gate number 2 is the gate of allowing. It's on the G center. It's at the bottom of the G center. It's the location of the magnetic monopole, which is basically your attractive force. The force that you have to bring things into your life is located in that magnetic monopole. And when we work with the human design version of the law of attraction, which we do like in the Sovereign Sisterhood and in the programs that I offer, we're activating and helping to expand and grow our relationship with that gate 2. Because that gate 2, like I said, it's the source of our Taurus field in the human design system, right? Which is this magnetic field that is attractive. And that, the Institute of Heart Math has done a lot of research with the Taurus field of the heart. And the magnetic force of the heart is 500 times stronger than the magnetic force of the brain. It's much, much stronger. So the gate 2 is really important and really vital to our well-being. The gate 23 in the knowing circuit, and the gate 2 is in the knowing circuit. The gate 23 and the gate 8 are all in the knowing circuit. The gate 23 is receiving the insights coming in through the gate 43. It's right here on the throat. So it's receiving those insights coming from super consciousness that are not, and giving voice to them, helping to give words and language to the downloads that we have. And then the gate 8, which is where Uranus currently is the gate of contribution and fulfillment. And the sun is actually there as well. So these are all gates that are either in the sensing circuit. Like I said, the 24 is in the sensing circuit. All the other ones are in the knowing circuit. Now, these are not logical. They're not rational. They're not reasonable. They're not analytical. They're not strategic. None of this is left-brained energy. So Uranus, who's a god of awakening, right? And who brings about sudden change. And Uranus rules Aquarius, and we just moved into Aquarius. So Uranus is even more important for us now that Pluto has moved into Aquarius, and Aquarius is now going to be highlighted. And there's a lot of Uranian energy. Now, Uranus is in Taurus right now, but we are having a lot of Uranian energy. And so this is where some of this disruption that you're feeling is coming from. And what Uranus is saying, if you look at the gates that Uranus has been lighting up for us, it's like, don't think about this logically. Don't try to figure it out with your head, right? Tune in, receive insights from this, right? See what you can receive from super consciousness, right? That's what this message is. And of course, there's specific ones here, but let's go with the big essence and the big themes. And I just want to say here to those of you who are maybe newer to human design, do not allow yourself to get tripped up by going, I don't even know what those gates are or where they are. And I can't understand anything she's saying because I don't know what they are. That's not true. Okay, don't do that to yourself. You don't need to know the specifics of this to be able to get the themes that I'm talking about. That's your left brain wanting to maintain control. And right now, I'm asking you to step into a different part of yourself. Okay. Okay, so Neptune, big planet. Neptune has been moved into the gate 22 in January of 2020, and then moved into the gate 36 in May of 2021. It's going to be there until the early part of next year. So Neptune, farther out, right, stays longer in a gate. And so the gate 22 is in the knowing circuit. The gate 22, it's on the emotional solar plexus, and it's been named surrender in quantum human design. This is about how we surrender to the guidance that's coming to us through superconsciousness, through the knowing circuit. The gate 36 is in the sensing circuit. We're getting a theme here, right? Where the outer planets are lighting up gates in the knowing circuit and in the sensing circuit. And the gate 36, known as chaos in traditional human design, is adventure in quantum human design. And so Neptune is asking us, right? And again, Neptune, went into the 22 and retrograded back, and went into the 36 and retrograded back. This is what they do, right? So it wasn't that when it changed, it was always there the whole time. But I'm not trying to, I don't want to give you too much data, because I don't want you to focus on that. What I want you to focus on is the qualities of these energies, and to notice that these, great generational gods, if you will, that the outer planets are considered, have all been pointing us to our creativity and our intuition, because the sensing circuit, and we'll talk more about that in a second, is highly creative. It's intuitive, it's creative, it's embodied, it's experiential. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But the 36, like I said, is more about adventure. It's about how do we engage? How do we get into things? And how can we do that with joie de vivre? How can we do it with enthusiasm? And it's, you can fall into this sense. And this could definitely be happening for some of us right now, because we are in this really late stage of where we've been, which is this sense that there's a little jadedness potentially, right? A little jadedness around our experience. It's kind of like, we kind of already did that. We've already been there. It's like, nothing is really calling to me anymore. So if you've been feeling that, that's a bit of the disempowered of the 36 that Neptune is lighting up. And you get to have a different experience if you choose to step more into curiosity. Okay. And just surrendering to what is coming to you from superconsciousness. And then our dear friend Pluto, who's been in the gate 60, on and off the 60 and the 61 since March of 2021. Originally moved into the gate 61 in January 2019. Now, the gate 61 is right here. It's the beginning of the knowing circuit, and it is plugged directly into superconsciousness. Okay. So Pluto started telling us way back in January of 2019, are you paying attention to the guidance that is coming to you through superconsciousness? Are you paying attention or not? Please make sure you're muted, everybody. And then moved into the gate 60 in March of 2021, but it's gone forward and back and forward and back, but it's really been in the 60 for quite a while. And I've done mentioned this in different transit reports. And the gate 60 is also in the knowing circuit, but it's all the way down at the bottom of the root. So basically we've had the top and the bottom. Right? Pluto was like, okay, are you receiving? And then the root is going to bring that energy back up through the central channel, through the knowing circuit. So now Pluto is like, okay, what are you going to carry forward with you into the new age? You've done all this exploring through the knowing circuit. What are you going to carry with you? What are you going to keep, and what are you going to let go of? So we've been experiencing that a lot, right? And then finally, Pluto's going to move into the gate 41 in January 30th of 2025. And I will be talking more about that as we go forward into December and into January, because there's some more really big stuff going on. But what I want to highlight here is, again, the 61 and the 60 are in the knowing circuit, and the 41's in the sensing circuit. So we've got a theme here, right? There has not been any logic or rationality or strategy or analytical thinking being highlighted by the outer planets for 4 years. Just take that in for a minute, right? The outer planets have been directing our attention to our creativity, our embodiedness, our experiential nature, sensing circuit, right? Our storytelling, how we know who we are by the stories that we tell. And then the knowing circuit, mutative energy, individual circuitry, highly changeable, here to be different, here to bring change, right? Doesn't fit in. That's what has been highlighted mostly by the outer planets. And I've talked about this a lot in transit reports, saying that the more that we can tap into these other faculties that we have, the more we're going to be able to receive the guidance that we need to be able to create ourselves and our world the way that we want to. It's not going to come to us through logic and strategy. And I don't think it's going to come to us through Western science either. I think that we can receive downloads, right? And inspirations and insights and new possibilities. And then we can develop science to help work with that, the same way that Einstein received his theory of relativity in a dream. He received it in a dream and he woke up and he knew it, right? Knowing circuit. He just knew it. And then he said, now I have to develop the math to prove that it's true, right? But he didn't develop it by doing math. He developed the math to prove that it was true. He received it. He received it as knowing. Later on this month, I'm going to be doing the Breakthrough to Sovereignty Intensive. It's happening January 20th to 25th, and it is my gift to you for the new year and to set us up for 2025. And so what I want to suggest and what I want to share with you are ways that you can grow yourself on the inside so that you can become really adept at managing change. And like I said, this is something that I have been doing my whole life. And some of it is really, I just want to even say just natural or innate to me because I have so much individual circuitry. But the thing that I think I can really share with you is, how do you actually work with that? Because change is going to come to all of us, right? We don't exactly know what it's going to look like, and we want to make the best of it. So during these 5 days, we're going to explore together an expanded vision of personal sovereignty that will equip you to thrive in this Aquarian age, and also how to create it. We're also going to look at how to create your breakthroughs so you don't need to wait for a crisis to arise to make the changes you know are needed. I mean, how many times have that happened, right? Where you knew that you needed to do something. You know, I know Oprah, like she popularized this at one point, right? It was like first the whisper, right? First it's the whisper, then it's the voice in your head, right? And then it's like a loud voice, and then it's the 2x4 if you aren't paying attention to actually make the changes, right? So how do you create your own breakthroughs around the things that you know you need to change so you don't have to have a crisis come? 3 key intelligences that are your birthright, but you may never have developed fully because they're not really appreciated by common culture. And that has left you to operate at a fraction of your true potential. Okay. How can we awaken and embrace and embody those 3 intelligences? Ways to change your states of consciousness so you can more easily access your inner guidance and your human design strategy and authority. One of the things I have seen working with people, both with myself and then working with many people over the years, is that you learn about your strategy and authority, but you don't necessarily know how to access it because of this left brain dominance. You're so in your left brain that you can't actually access it. So how do you change your consciousness so that you can? And then more about the challenges that will grow and empower you rather than the ones that are going to drag you down and drain you, right? Because the challenges that will grow you are the ones where you get to look inside, you get to work on your own inner landscape, you get to look at what's not working for you, and you get to decide to make a change and working through the challenges that gives you, as opposed to the challenges of what I used to do, which was always trying to fit in. I was just always trying to fit in, right? How can I fit in? That's a challenge that drained me and dragged me down. It was the wrong challenge, right? So we'll learn more about that. How to create better boundaries so you know what's yours and what isn't. And when you do that, you can protect and preserve your energy. and your clear-mindedness. Whereas when your boundaries are unclear and you're merging with other people and paying too much attention to what other people are thinking or doing, right? And you don't even really know what's yours or what's theirs, right? Is that my energy? Is that their energy? And we, from human design that we do share energy and we do influence each other, right? But we need better boundaries so we know what's ours and you can protect yourself. And then finally, you'll learn the one thing that you must commit to if you're going to take command of your life, your energy, and your destiny, and how to do it. So please register here as my guest. As I said, it is going to be January 20th to 24th. It's Monday through Friday. It was going to start actually next week. There's an intro video that'll be released on the 15th. And we're going to open up an exclusive space inside of our Becoming Sovereign Quantum Retreat Center next Monday. So you can get in there. There'll be some materials you can start working with. And so that'll open next Monday. Then your intro video will be there so you can be working with that. And then the following week, we'll meet each day and we'll have different activities, some of which I'll give to you as an action step and some of which we'll do together. And we'll be exploring all of those different pieces.